Today on the channel, we try to claw our way out of another one, this time with the G.I. Joe classified Claw and Cobra Pilot.
And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another G.I. Joe Classified series unboxing and review. And today on the channel, we got the Hasbro Pulse exclusive Claw and Pilot. But for all your Hasbro Pulse exclusive needs, guess what? Hasbro Pulse. But for everything else under the sun, hit up Entertainment Earth. Use the link in the description down below. Support the channel. You know the drill by now. And you also know how we're going to do this review. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there. And I just literally walked in the door from San Diego Comic-Con, flew from STCC to Chicago, met my family there, went to the AEW wrestling show, dropped them off at Wrigley for a little K-pop. Yes, K-pop, Todd McFarlane. Good to have you back here on the couch as well. They went to that, and then we spent the night in Chicago, then drove the 5.5 hours home, something like that. Got home, in through the door, in through the outdoor like a young Led Zeppelin, am I right? Yeah, for sure. But got home and then dived into some of this stuff. Had a bunch of packages, dived in and said, you know what? I'm going to knock a couple of these out. I got the time. I got the energy. I'm ready to do it. And that leads us here today to the Claw, a classic vehicle from back in the day. I had the original Claw, in all honesty, not my favorite little vehicle from back in the day, but we're going to see how this one fares up. And of course, we're going to do this review like we do all the other reviews on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there. And I always call these, longtime viewers of the channel know, a grandma vehicle. Because you know what? Your grandma loves you. She loves you with all her heart. And you know your grandma, she's not going to buy you just a figure, a Joe figure or something back in the day. Your parents might do that for you. If you're good at the store or something, they might get you a Joe. But your grandma, she takes it to that next level. Now, she's not going to the next level to get you the Cobra Moray or, the Mauler tank or something like that. She's not going to go that far. She's saving that for your birthday. She's saving that for Christmas. But grandma, she's going to come in with a grandma vehicle, and this is a grandma vehicle. That's what this is, a littler, smaller vehicle. Makes you feel like you got a little bit more from your grandma, not just a figure, but you got a little something extra. A Trouble Bubble is another one of those. You guys can think of all the grandma vehicles. Star Wars has them, you know it, but this is the definition of a grandma vehicle. As we're building out our G.I. Joe world, there's no doubt. We can see right on the package right here, we got the Rattler. And speaking of the Rattler, Todd McFarlane, where is it? Where's my Rattler? Everybody's got their Rattler. I don't got any Rattlers yet. Where's mine? Hopefully it comes sooner rather than later. And guess what? We'll unbox it on the channel one of these days, probably 2027 at this point, it feels like. But this is another winged vehicle, an air vehicle that we can have next to our Rattler if we want to. So there you go. But let's dive into this bad boy, girl. I guess it's a girl pilot on this one. I did forget about that. But we got the pilot in here. We'll dive into that, of course. G.I. Joe, Cobra logo. Beautiful artwork there. There's the old headquarters back there. Remember when Duke burned that down? We told that story once upon a time here. Duke, just that inept leader. And I heard about it at San Diego Comic-Con from a few people about Duke. Man, you're too hard on Duke. And I said, it's just a joke. But a lot of people don't get that, as I see in the comments all the time. But I did remember the time that Duke burned down the headquarters. Then they had to go to the mobile defense unit, and they had to take their show on the road. It was hard times. It was all Duke's fault, as we all know. But looking very good right there. I do like the artwork on this. On the side, 152. I can't believe we're already up to 152. I was talking to Lenny from the Joe team. Spent a lot of time with Lenny over the last couple of days at the Cold Slither concert and stuff like that. But I guess with retros and everything else, they're about up to 200 figures at this point. If you add it all in together, wild, wild times, as we know. But 152 down here. Once again, I've said it before, I'm not a big fan of the numbering on these. I feel like it should be numbered differently or not numbered at all. Very similar to the Jazzwares figures because the box sizes are different. So if you're lining these all up, it looks goofy next to the other stuff. But that's just me personally. Your mileage may vary. There's that pilot there. There's that QR code that I've never scanned in my life, and I never will. I never will. Not going to happen. And then on the back, we got kind of the diagrams of the claw, seeing what we get right in here. It doesn't look too complicated. Might be some instructions. Might have to put this together. Might have to take it offline. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens there. But we're going to get it out. The Cobra Pilot and Cobra Claw, the covert light aerial weapon, as it's known in some circles. And I guess my circles. Oh, there it is. Uh-oh. Nothing. I think there's instructions. I think we got instructions. All right, off to the side. See you later. Goodbye. Of course, we do get the little Joe storage locker right here. And we're going to see what's in here. Oh, we're full of baggies. It's like a night on the town with these baggies here. Cobra Pilot, Cobra Claw, Covert Light Aerial Weapon. You got the little foot locker. Been a while since we've had one of these lockers, but we got one right there. And then, of course, we got the Cobra Pilot in the plastic prison. Not too much to dive into there. I think a lot of reuse in this one, which it is the name of the game. We know how that goes. And then we got the claw itself. So, unfortunately, all taped up, all locked down, all baggied in, all locked down. So I'm going to take this offline. I'm going to get this claw offline. I'm going to call Todd over here. We're going to put this together, and we'll be back with the Cobra Claw and Pilot. All right, let's get down to some claw business. No, we're not talking Inspector Gadget here today, Todd McFarlane. We are talking G.I. Joe Classified. We're going to dive into the figure first. And what do we got here? Usually saved for the retro game, but this time we get the stand here. So I'm here for that. Maybe they're turning a new leaf, or maybe they think the stand needs to be part of this just to keep things going. Whatever reason, it is a Cobra stand there. So nice to see that in the collection. We do get a little pistol right here. Seen this one before. We've seen it. We know it. It's all in black, ready to go. We do get an Uzi. Is this an Uzi? An Uzi from the sky. Also comes with a silencer, suppressor, silencer. Pick your poison there. We'll go suppressor. That's our guess of the day here. But all in black once again. Another weapon we've seen in the past. So we're getting the reuse here. We know how that goes. We also get the kind of drum here, the drum barrel, I guess we'll call it. For this one, a big old machine gun, but I don't know what we'll call this one right here. But we've seen this before as well. This one get a little bit extra. It's got the black, of course, but a nice little gray going on. And then you got the drum full of ammo, ready to go, ready to just lay waste to everybody like a young Al Capone back in the day. Yes, I just got back from Chicago. He's on my mind. He's always on my mind. But now, going to dive into this pilot here, and it is a female pilot, which is a nice plot twist here. But it almost feels like you need a female for this because it's almost like a hang glider, like a kite or something you're flying around in. Obviously, it is mechanical, but still, you don't want some big, heavy dude on there. You want some light female. So that's what they got going on here. Now, multiple heads on this one. So once again, it's like, oh my gosh, I should probably buy a few of these just to army build them. But takes up some real estate as we're going to get into. Start with the head sculpt on this one right here. It is the female. She's got the mask in the front, like a young Hannibal Lecter there in red. Got some silver accents. Got some nice blue eyes here. Now this is a black skin tone on this one. And okay, so we get all the colors of the rainbow apparently. We got a white and black chick going on here. Looking good. Army build it out if you want to. Then you get the mask over the top. Pretty much paint by numbers. Get the same thing with the female white skinned one. So you got both of them. Both of them look dastardly, that's for sure. Two Cobra people here. But it is just pick your poison on what head you want. But the third head is probably where I'm going to go because I will display this character with this. So you got kind of the flight mask, I guess we'll call it. You got the goggles, kind of the mask over the front, the blue helmet, ready to go. Makes a lot of sense. But in another plot twist here, we do get a little helmet action. So we're going to throw the helmet on here. I guess you can use these with anyone you want to. It is a red helmet here. Got a little silver on it. Does it fit with this one? It should, right? Yeah, this is the look I'm probably going to have going on mine. Once again, you got to choose your own adventure, decide which works best for you. But I think that's where I'm going to go into with her. So diving into her here, she just got the vest over the top. Doesn't look like any places to store weapons on the vest anywhere. Nope. You can put her little pistol in her holster on the side there, looking very good. But a pretty plain army builder here. Cobra insignia on the chest, as you can imagine. You got the black suit going on. You got a little bit of a forearm guard here with a little data readout. I guess you're flying up there in the sky or reaching in, looking in at that kind of stuff. You got a little blue accent here on the black suit, a little blue shin guards down here, of course. Not Terry Steinbach. Yes, that's where you naturally go, Todd McFarlane. But this is, of course, good friend of the channel, great friend of the channel, Mike Piazza. Yes, Florida Marlin legend Mike Piazza, one of the greatest Marlins of all time. Right down here, he is a good heavy metal brother, though. That's where we really appreciate him, of course. But Mike Piazza tribute here because everybody loves the Piazza. No, not pizza, Piazza, Todd. Piazza. But looking good right down there. Now, articulation, arm's going to go all the way around. Little bit of butterfly, a little. We'll count it. Bicep cut. Double jointed, pinless elbows. Extremely kind of gummy on this one here. And extremely tight. How do you be tight and gummy at the same time? Well, let me clarify. Very tight on the bottom, very gummy on the bottom, tight on the top. That's how I like them, and that's how she is, I guess. Looking interesting there. Hands back and forth. You got true trigger hands there for her weapons if needed. Waist articulation, of course, and a little bit of dumbbell action there. Head removable back, forth, side to side. And neck articulation in there, so getting a little extra. Drop down hips, gotta have it. Leg goes up, leg goes out. Thigh cut, hidden behind the strap, looking very nice there. Double jointed pinless knees, a lot easier to move than the arms. Boot cut, ankles back, forth, side to side, up and down. And that is your Cobra Pilot. Fitting on a Mattel stand, of course she will, but I guess I forgot. You don't really need a Mattel stand. She's got her own stand. She came prepared. Good for her. So she'll fit right on that stand right there, ready to go, ready to take on the world, ready to fly the claw, and that's where we're diving into next. And this is the vehicle, and this is the reason people are buying this. It's nice to get the figure here, but you're buying it for the vehicle. And as I said, this is the definition of a grandma vehicle, if you ask me. Just a step above a figure. Grandma wants to get you something. She loves you. She doesn't want to cheap out like your parents do, of course. She wants to step up and get you the claw, and that's what we have here. Now, we do get 2 effect pieces. Get a lot of effect pieces with a lot of the different Joe vehicles. Fit right into the blasters up here in the front. Choose your own adventure, blaster on, blaster off. And I do both personally, but then we do get the 2 missiles here. Very iconic. I remember mine were kind of loose as a kid, and they would fall off the wing every once in a while. Your mileage might have varied back then too, but mine fell out off a lot of the time, of course. But 2 black missiles, very nice. Of course, they peg right in here onto the side very, very easily. Now, I should say it was very easy to put together. You just got this on the side that you had to put on there, a little articulation, and same thing on the back, and easy as that. You just snap them in, you're ready to go. So everything's been done for you. No pesky stickers to keep you busy with. Everything's painted on. That's the way we like it. But it is a big glider, basically, is what this one is. Motorized, of course, but it is that nice kind of silverish, grayish color, I guess grayish color, grayish, whitish color. Let's run through the colors of the rainbow. Might as well. We got that with the black accents. Then you got the red stickers, which would they've been in back in the day, like the Cobra insignia here, the Danger logos. Would have been stickers once upon a time, painted on this go around here. But not a ton of detail here. Well, I mean, not a ton of detail. There's detail, but there's just not a ton of bells and whistles. This isn't the Rattler. This isn't the Dragonfly. It's pretty simplified down here. But we do get the 2 blasters on the top. You get the side-to-side right here on the cannon. And then you get the blaster, one of them at least, that goes up and down. You can put the effect piece, as I said. You got the wings on the top in black. You got some sculpted in boxes and hoses going on. You got, I guess, rudders. Is that what this is? Slowing down, speeding up. You can kind of do that as you're riding on the wind like a young Rob Halford, maybe through the air in your claw. You got that going on, and then you got the sides here. You can move up and down. You blast out of there if you need to. Same thing in the back. You want to slow down a little bit. You put it up and down. We know how that goes. You got the ignition right back here. Bam, it's ready to go. Get some flames. Get you propelled off to take care of your Joe business. And then you got some writing on here. Cobra 23Z. You got 8 over here as well. You got a little red light there, I guess, so you don't run into a plane maybe, or they notice you in the sky. Danger up below, as we talked about. You do get a little harness right here, which is interesting. So I guess you throw the figure in here, harness her in. You got the little strap there around her belt to keep her in. Cobra logo on there, looking very good. Even some screws down here, old school screws. We're here for that. Now you do got the wheels on this. The wheels actually spin on all 4 of these, which is nice. And they just fold right back in there. So choose your own adventure. Once again, you want it on the ground, ready to land. You want it in the air, you put that in. You put this, and they do spin and turn. So you can turn them in any different direction you want on these legs, but you got to turn it sideways to put this one back in. So there's different ways to do that, of course. But it looks good, all things considered. So you can fold it in, just depending on how you're wanting to do it and how you're wanting to display it. I can see a lot of people putting this on like a flight stand or something. I could see that going in and coming after the Joe team. Makes a lot of sense to me. You got a little claw logo on one side here. You got the Cobra logo on the other side here. And then you do got the handlebars up front. These handlebars do go out and they do go in. So there is articulation on them. Very loud. Hear that? Ratchety on that one. Ratchety on that one too. But they do move back and forth. You got the handles here ready to fly. However you want to do that. And of course you got long arms. It goes out longer. You can move them in. Choose your own adventure there. But besides that, nothing else really as far as articulation or anything. It's just a little kite-like vehicle here. We're flying through the air is what we're doing. Now, it'd be interesting if we get the Joe version of this, which I always thought was interesting because the Joe one actually looked like just a kite. It's like, I'm just going to run off this cliff and just hope for the best. Hopefully the wind gets me. A little bit more caveman-like is what the Joe team had. Where Cobra, they went all in, put some engines in here ready to go. I guess the tale of 2 organizations, and that's Duke cutting back on his men. We know how he was. He was tight with that budget, and Flint said, man, I don't think this is a good idea. And all the other guys said the same thing, but Duke wouldn't hear any of it. You guys will be fine. And they lost a few good guys. I believe Skidmark. Anybody remember Skidmark? I think Windmill and Skidmark perished trying to jump off a cliff with those G.I. Joe versions. So the more you know, I'm here to just state the facts about Duke, as we do know. I had to tell some of you at San Diego Comic-Con in person, just stating the facts. Just stating the facts. Don't shoot the messenger is what I would say. But looking good right here with the claw. Looking okay with the figure. Is it a must-have set? No, I don't think it's the greatest set here. I prefer more of the land vehicles and sea vehicles to the air vehicles personally. Really depends how you view your Joes and Cobra vehicles. But it's not bad for what it is. I got a lot of nostalgia for this one of the original Snake armor and the original Claw I had as a kid back in the day. They're both coming out around the same time. There's a lot of fun and nostalgic things. I remember back to my grandma getting me the Snake armor once upon a time. So it's fun to kind of go back and think of those things. And yeah, you're right, Todd McFarlane. You know Snake armor repaints are coming. We'll get a red one. We'll get a black one. Be ready for the Snake armor army, I guess, in the future. But this is fun for what it is. And like I said, I believe it's just a Hasbro Pulse exclusive. It could be sold out, but you never know. Pulse goes in and out. Maybe they'll get some returns. We know how that goes as well. Don't know if this will set the world on fire like a Vamp and the Hiss and the Dragonfly and some of the other ones. But it's cool for what it is. And if you were into the Claw back in the day, you want some aerial vehicles to go with your Rattler, it's going to be worth the pickup, but it's not going to blow your mind. That's what I'm going to say there. But there it is. The Claw and Pilot. What are your thoughts? Yes, you in the back. What's your thoughts on this Claw? Worth the pickup, easy pass, long game, no game. I'm not so sure with the Claw game. I want Inspector Gadget figures game. Let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget to subscribe to both my YouTube channels. Content every single day for you. Don't forget Patreon and, of course, YouTube channel memberships for early access to my podcast and all the videos from both channels. A lot of stuff every single day. Glamour shots, you name it. Giveaways, Q&As. It's all over there. Appreciate the support of the channel. Sir Paul64 on the X, _Kyle_Peterson on Threads, Instagram, TikTok, and TheKylePetersonShow at gmail.com. Of course, my podcast each and every single Tuesday, wherever podcasts are found, with my wife, Angie. Shout out to her as well. So for the Hasbro Cobra Claw and Pilot, I am Kyle. See you guys all real soon.
Well, are we going to dance or are we going to play?